Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today's tutorial is going to be a knitting tutorial, and it is actually a continuation of a headband that I had done not too long ago. I will link in the upper right-hand corner a little card that will take you to the Bright Like a Diamond headband. I was recently not asked, but it was mentioned that they would like to figure out how to turn it into a hat. So I went ahead and I've done that. Now, you'll need some yarn, some worsted weight yarn, a set of knitting needles to match, and a darning needle, pair of scissors. And I'm going to be using some Premier Everyday Anti-Pilling, and it is a worsted weight. The color that I'm using today is Fog Heather. Now, this was done in a Caron Simply Soft, but there's a lot of decreases that happen, and you can kind of see the diamonds there. And for the most part, I was able to get them to consistently carry through my decreases until I got to the very last several rows, and then two sides show more of the decreasing and two sides show more of the diamonds continued. So just that much there. But when it's like this, you can't tell. When it's on your head, you really cannot tell that much. Okay, so what we're going to do to get started here is I've already got the base of my hat done. And because it's very simple, you're going to cast on 80 stitches and work a 2x2 ribbing. So that means knit 2, purl 2. All the way around, and you're going to do that for 10 rounds. That will be the ribbing at the bottom of your hat here. And if you need help with that, you can go over to that video that I posted the link to up in the upper right-hand corner, and that will walk you through casting on and what to do to start the hat. Now, the ribbing for the headband is only 5 rounds, if I remember correctly, and this is 10 rounds. So I went ahead and did the 10 rounds so that way we can go straight into the hat pattern and continue on. We're going to work through the pattern repeat itself one time, and then we start decreasing after that. Okay, so we're going to start with row 1 and 2. The first 2 rows is knit 2, purl 1, knit 1. So I've already knitted the first stitch because I was holding my stitch marker on there to keep it from falling off. So again, row 1 is knit 2, so that's 2, purl 1, knit 1. Once again, knit 1, 2, purl 1, knit 1. You're going to repeat that, knit 2, purl 1, knit 1, all the way around for rounds 1 and 2. Once you have completed round 2, I will meet back up with you for rounds 3 and 4. Rounds 3 and 4, you're going to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, all the way around for rounds 3 and 4. I'll meet back up with you for rounds 5 and 6. Okay, rounds 5 and 6 are purl 1, knit 3, purl 1, knit 3. And that is your repeats, your repeat, purl 1, knit 3. That's your repeat all the way around for round 5 and round 6. I'll meet back up with you for round 7 and 8. Okay, for round 7 and 8, we are going to repeat the knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. And that is your repeat all the way around for round 7 and 8. Knit 1, purl 1. I'll meet up with you at the end of round 8. Okay, you have completed the 8-row repeat. Now, or 8-round repeat. Now what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start to decrease as we do these 8 rounds. So for the next section, you will repeat rounds 1 through 7. All of the rounds 1 through 8 will be down in the description box so you can repeat them as we go through decreasing this hat. I will work the decrease round, round 8, for this section, for the second repeat with you. So you can go ahead and work rounds 1 through 7 one more time, and I will meet back up with you for round 8, which will be a decreasing round this time. Now, I will also put briefly the repeats for rounds 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and 7 right here. All right. So go ahead and work the next 7 rounds, and I will meet back up with you on the 8th round, and we will do our first decreasing round together. Okay, so I have completed my second repeat, and on the second set, I stopped at round 7. So I completed round 7. For round 8, that is going to be our first round decrease. Now you can use extra stitch markers if you would like to keep track of your stitches. That is entirely up to you. For round 8 of our second repeat, you're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 18 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Purl the next 2 stitches together and repeat. Knit 1, purl 1 for 18 stitches, and then purl 2 together. You're going to continue to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so once you have made it all the way around your decrease round for the second repeat of the pattern rounds, we're going to start on the third repeat of the pattern rounds. On this time, you will repeat rounds 1 through 6. Rounds 7 and 8 will be a decrease round, each of those. So we're going to go ahead and repeat rounds 1 through 6, and we'll meet back up for rounds 7 and 8. Okay, so let's pick up on round 7 of our 3rd repeat, pattern repeat. So for round 7, we're going to knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, until you have made it to 17 stitches. Now, if you went ahead and placed stitch markers, it will be 2 stitches before your stitch marker. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Then you're going to purl 2 together and repeat. Knit 1, purl 1 for 17 stitches, and then purl 2 together. That is for round 7 of our 3rd repeating pattern. I will meet back up with you at the end, and we will do round 8, which is also a decrease. Okay, for round 8 of our 3rd repeat, we're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 16 stitches. And if you have placed stitch markers, it'll be 2 stitches before your stitch marker. So knit 1, purl 1 for 16 stitches. And then purl 2 together. And you will repeat that all the way around for round 8 of our 3rd repeat. I'll meet back up with you at the end, and we will talk about our 4th repeat of our pattern. Okay, so for our 4th repeat of our pattern rounds 1 through 8, we're going to repeat basically what we just did. You're going to repeat rounds 1 through 6 as we have been doing throughout this whole time. On round 7, you're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 15 stitches, and then purl 2 together. On round 8, you're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 14 stitches, and then purl 2 together. At any point during this time, if you are not already working magic loop or on DP ends, it is suggested that you switch to those at this time, whether it be your choice of DP ends or magic loop. Reason being is we are decreasing, and it is going to get smaller and smaller, and you won't have enough stitches for your circular hat needle, and so therefore you will need to change your circular needle over to something to finish decreasing this hat. So go ahead and work rounds 1 through 6 as written. And then round 7, knit 1, purl 1 for 15 stitches, purl 2 together. Round 8, knit 1, purl 1 for 14 stitches, and then purl 2 together. That is your repeat for those rounds. I'm going to meet back up with you on round 7 just to confirm, and then round 8 to confirm, and then we'll move on from there. Okay, so I am switched over to work magic loop, just in case you were wondering, and just a refresher, we are now on our 4th repeat of the 8-row pattern repeat. We are also on round 7. Round 7, we're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 15 stitches. And then purl 2 together. And that will be your repeat for this round. And then I will come back after this round is finished and do a refresher of the last round, round 8, for this repeat. Okay, for round 8 of our 4th repeat, you're going to knit 1, purl 1 for 14 stitches, and then purl 2 together. So go ahead and repeat, knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, until 2 stitches before your stitch marker, or for 14 stitches, and then purl 2 together. And repeat that all the way around to finish round 8. I will be back in just a moment, and we will begin the next part. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this hat off. For 2 rounds, you're going to knit 1 and purl 2 together all the way around. So we'll go ahead and start that and work through a few stitches together. Again, for 2 rounds, we're going to knit 1 and purl 2 together. Knit 1 and purl 2 together. This is going to close up really fast by doing this. So knit 1, purl 2 together. So go ahead and do 2 rounds of this round and your next round, and I will meet back up with you and we'll finish this hat. Okay, and for the very last round, you're just going to purl 2 together all the way around, and then we're going to slip it off onto a darning needle onto the tail of our yarn and sew in our ends. So it's real quick and simple closure here. We're just going to do 1 more round, and that's 2 at a time. So purl 2 together all the way around. We're just extremely decreasing here. And if you have an extra stitch, like here, I'm coming down to the last stitch on this needle, all I do is pull the needle and cable through, so that way it's now part of the next section. So I'm going to turn my work over and pull my working needle into my stitches. There we go. Get our needles correct. And now I can continue working, and that extra stitch is over here. So now I can just purl 2 together here all the way to the end. And if you only have 1 single stitch at the end, that's perfectly okay. Just purl the additional stitch. That's fine. Sometimes that happens when we're working on things. It's okay. Like here, there's going to be an additional stitch. So here we are. I'm just going to purl that very last stitch. And now I'm ready to cut away from my ball of yarn. You don't need a very long tail, just, oh, about 6 inches or so. Just enough to put a darning needle on it and take these stitches off and sew it up. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and pull that needle up into the stitches. And when I take them off knitwise. So from the left side of the stitch, I slide them off the needle. Okay. Just like that. Pull that tail through, slide the cable and needle through so I can turn my work over. Slide this needle up into those stitches and repeat the same process. Just slipping those stitches off knitwise onto my darning needle and then pulling my tail through those stitches like such. Then what I typically do is I stick my hand inside the hat to where the hole is. I put my darning needle into that hand and turn it inside out. And if you've sewed up the top of a hat before, you know all you're going to do is just drawstring it together and weave in your ends. So I've got it good and tight, and I'm just going to start weaving in this tail. And I'll go back and forth a few times, and then I'll weave in the starting tail, and the hat will be done. This is, again, it was based off of a pattern I did for a headband, and it was brought to my attention somebody would like to turn it into a hat, so that's what I worked up. That's why the instructions in this tutorial are kind of brief, because the pattern repeat is very, very simple. Once you go through the first 8 rows, then the decreasing is the part that was needed to turn it into a hat. So I'm sorry that this is a little bit more vague than most of my tutorials. Let me go ahead and sew this end up just a little bit. And you can, if you would like to watch the headband tutorial, that will give you a better understanding as to working the pattern, you know, over and over, and turning it into the headband. But as far as this here, it was just turning it into a hat. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this hat the other way. Okay, so there you have it. That is the hat version of Bright Like a Diamond headband. I turned it into a hat. I hope that you were able to follow this kind of brief overview of the pattern and then showing the decreases. If there's any questions, please feel free to contact me or comment down below, and I will do my best to answer. The pattern repeats will be down in the description box, and the decrease rounds as well. So you can also go down there and follow up with that. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.